Let's talk about the delay function in Arduino. I'm using this unit here to control a well that pumps up to a tank. And when the tank level rises up to 12 feet, I turn the well off. And when it drops down to 10 feet, I turn the well back on. Now, if I move this up to 12, this relay should turn off. It does. And as you bring this back down to 10 feet, now, there you go. I don't want this to come on right away. When you turn off the well, you want to wait a little bit for give it time for the column of water to drop down before you start the well back up. I realize that there's check valves and foot valves in there that prevent that from happening, but those don't always work. And there's hysteresis built into this controller here from 10 to 12 feet in the tank. But I'm using a radio control from the tank down to this unit down here to the well. So something could go wrong there, and I could be stopping the well pump. So I'm just have a little delay in the relay here to just for a little added safety. Now, if you use just the delay function in the Arduino, it stops the program from running. Okay, and I have the tank level coming back down, and I have an intrusion alarm and some other things coming down from the site, and I don't want that to stop. I want that to continue to run. Okay, so you can use this mills function here, milliseconds. Okay, when you energize these Arduinos, it starts counting, and it counts in milliseconds, and it'll continue counting for about 50 days, and it gets up to its maximum count, and then it resets back to 0 again. Okay, and you can use this milli function for time delays, and in fact we're going to use that in this program that I'm going to show you. But in this particular program here, I have these two buttons here. They're set on interrupts. On inputs 2 and 3 are interrupts, and so when I press these, this immediately sets the tank level up higher, and so I have it on interrupts so that there's no time delay in that, so it just works out nicer. Now, I was having trouble with running the mills function and the interrupts together, and so I just went a different route. I'm using just a counter to set my time delay here. Now, I got to preface this by saying that I'm not a professional programmer. I have been paid to program, but I don't consider myself a pro. So the millis function here wasn't working out for me. It just wouldn't compile right. So I just switched over and just going to use a basic counter here. So this part of the program here, this actually uses mills to blink lights on and off, and I'm just using that to show you that the programs continue to run, whether it's counting or not, and whether it's delaying or not. So this is right out of the Arduino examples, and it just blink without delay, and it uses milliseconds to blink the lights on and off. Okay, the LED on and off, and so the LED will continue to blink, and then we can turn the relay on and off, and I'll show you on another board here. So this delay function starts down here, so I'm just reading the switch here, and if it goes high, then I'm going to write pin 13 high, which is going to be tied to a yellow LED, which just shows me that the switch is energized, and then I start counting. Every time it runs through the loop, I add 1 to the counter, and I can print that out on the serial monitor. I'm using a little delay in there just to make it easier to see the counter. And then when the counter gets above 200, I'm going to digitally write the relay high. I'm going to turn the relay high, and that's going to turn the relay on. Now, you can adjust the time by adjusting this, how many counts you have here, and that actually, depending on how big your loop is here, how fast it runs through the loop, you can vary that to get your time you want. And as soon as the relay goes on, I just set the counter back to 0 because you don't want it to continue to count. And then when the switch is off, I set the counter back to 0, and then I turn the relay off. So just as simple as that, just a simple little counter there, and it seems to work out fine. So here's the so I have this. This is turn that off. This is the unit running here. So it just shows that the loop is continuing to run. Got my blink there. And when I put the switch in here, of course the switch broke. So let me try that. There we go. Put the switch on. The yellow light just says that the switch is on, and then it times out, and this will be the relay here, turning the relay on. So that just shows you that that program is working. I'll add that to the description, or I'll put a link to it, the program I'm using. But just using a simple counter for my time delay, and it seems to work out pretty good. So anyway, that's all. Thank you.